Bishut Marai Rabotai, with the permission of Hashem, I would like to wish to all of you a good week. And as you know, we are we are approaching the New Year, Rosh Hashanah, Kippur, and we are now a few weeks after Tisha B'Av, and there is we hear problems in the world between South Korea and United States, the security in China, Japan, everywhere in Middle East, problems everywhere. And we do not know what's going on, how it's going to happen, and all this. But we know one thing, everything comes from Hashem. HaKadosh Baruch Hu. As you know, everything came from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu decide everything. Hashem decide what's going to happen, what's going to be. All what we have left today is just to pray to Hashem that everything will finish well. But why all this happened? Maybe there must be a reason. Why? Well, there is we feel like insecure. Why all this happened? Of course, one thing that we have to know, that sometimes we do forget what Hashem wants from us. So Hashem, He sends some warning that is the end. All this is going to finish. Like lately, a lot of people ask me about stock market. Rabbi, what do you think is going to be a big war? What about the economy? What's going to happen? Do we have to reduce? Do we have to invest? Economically they are worried. But one thing I tell you, what it's incredible is, I did not find somebody that will tell me, Rabbi, what's going to happen about us? About if there is atomic, a nuclear bomb, if there is what's going to happen about our health. People are talking about economic. It's incredible. I ask people, if you ask me about, you're worried about the economic. You're not worried about your health, your family. You're only worried about your money. So then it's like I remind them, are you crazy? You think only about money? And then they said, yes, Rabbi, yes. What about if something will happen? What's going to happen to us? Health-wise? I said, yes. I tell them, if I would mention this to you, you will not talk about that at all. Well, you know why? Because unfortunately, our mind is only on economic, on money. It's like somebody asked me, Rabbi, I have to go for my business to China, to Asia. Should I go or not? So I said, you're worried? He said, yes. I said, if God forbid something is going to happen, it could happen wherever you are. Not only in China or Asia, wherever you are, it could be dangerous. People, they are blind only about, I'm sorry to tell you this, the more you are close to something, you think only about it. People are more close on anything material than other things. Maybe their mind is more material than they care about their own family. Up to now, I did not listen or I did not hear somebody complain or somebody telling me, Rabbi, what's going to happen to our family? What's going to happen to our health? How something's going to happen like it happened in Japan, 70 years ago. I mean, people are asking me only about economic. What about the real estate? What about the stock market? What about this? What about it? What about the business? Well, unfortunately, people are more, as I said, are more close than on material than other things. If you ask me if I'm worried or not, so I will tell you, no, I'm not worried. Why? Because I believe in Hashem. Whatever Hashem wants to do, it will happen. If Hashem will decide that something is going to be bad, so it will happen. If Hashem will decide nothing will happen, so I'm not worried. I have emunah on Hashem. Or can I change the mind of Hashem if Hashem wants to do something? All what I have to tell you is, Boa Hishron. You have to think. You have to think. We do pray. Everything, every day. Every day we pray. We pray to Hashem. For most of our prayer it's only things that we are more close to. But do we pray really to Hashem that Mashiach will come? Do we really pray to Hashem that it's enough? Hashem is the king of the kings, but nobody recognizes him. Only few millions in the world that recognize him. So maybe we really want that Hashem become again the king of the kings, and everybody in the world will really take the resolution to come back to him, to admit, to tell him thank you for everything he's doing for us. Are we sad about the temple, the Beit HaMikdash, the two temples that have been destroyed? No. Yes, we do cry, we have some pain, but then we forgot about it. I promise you, this is something that we have to, once for all, we have to think a little bit about Hashem. We think always like somebody today, he told me he has a big problem. One of his family, she's not well at all. And he told me, Rabbi, it's terrible. I cannot accept it. Why Hashem? Why Hashem? Why? Only complain. Why? So I told him, at this moment, the state of praying to Hashem for your sister, you're complaining, you're talking bad against Hashem. I mean, do you think it's the moment to talk bad about Hashem, against Hashem? Or you complain? Can you imagine if I start to tell you why you do that? If you talk about Hashem, so maybe I will ask you a lot of things that Hashem said to do or not to do, and I would like to ask you, do you do them or not? He said, well, Rabbi, you don't need to ask me. So I said, so you complain to Hashem? What about if Hashem starts to complain to you about what you are doing to him? So now, you have to accept and pray for your sister. And that's it. And this is, Rabotai, what every one of us should think. I do think about everything that I need, how to resolve my problems, how to bring the money to my house, how to buy a house, how to buy a car, how to do this. Sometimes I have to think, what's going to happen if there is a nuclear war about the economy? Forget about the economy. Think about your health. instead of talking about the economic, pray to Hashem that nothing happened. First is your health. What about if the economic, the economy will collapse? Your health as well will collapse. So think more about your health than the economic. You know, there is a beautiful story about the Chafetz Chaim that every day he does a calculation, what he did all day. Every day he do a calculation. He take all the hours and he starts to count, I did that, I did that, I did that, I did that, I did that. And then at the end, if he see that there is few 1 hour or 2 hours that he doesn't know where he spent them. He doesn't know what happened. He has 40 minutes here and 1 hour, 50 minutes here and 1 hour, and he need 10 minutes here, 5 minutes here, because it's 24 hours. So he not, of course, he will not count the hours that he sleep because he has to sleep, but he count the hours that he's wake up and what he did and then when he realized that he don't remember what he did, he cried like a baby. So when they asked him, why you cry? He said, well, if God will ask me about those hours that I wasted, what am I going to answer him? And you can imagine, the Chafetz Chaim all day is a big tzaddik, all day he is connected to Hashem. All his problem is this hour, this 10 minutes, this hour, and 5 minutes in this hour, and the 2 minutes in this hour, what he did on them. He doesn't, because he doesn't remember, he cried, he do teshuvah. This is, I mean, a man like that, he knows that Hashem give life, not to waste it. And unfortunately, people, I was this Shabbat somewhere, and I saw people all Shabbat just drinking, sleeping, eating. I mean, even the tefillah, even the prayer they prayed only. I don't know if they came late. They were talking. So this is Shabbat. This is the Holy Shabbat. I mean, can they imagine? And after Shabbat, you ask them how it was. What a beautiful Shabbat! What a beautiful Shabbat! It was your beautiful Shabbat, but not the Shabbat of Hashem. You did your Shabbat. You did not do the Shabbat of Hashem. That is not. You did all your pleasure, but you did not do any pleasure of Hashem because you did not pray, you did not study Torah, no Birkat Hamazon, you did not wash your hands, nothing. So this is a Shabbat. But people don't think. People don't think. And this is what the Parsha of this week, Re'eh. The Parsha talk, Hashem said, Moshe Rabbeinu said to the Bnei Israel, look, I give you life and death. Look, I give you the free will. Or you choose life, or you choose death. Or you choose to go to listen to Hashem or not. The Torah mentions Re'eh. What does it mean? Look up. I mean, sometimes you need a clarity. You have to open your eyes. I would like just to tell you something. Sometimes we do see, but if we don't like what we see, so just we ignore the thing. I mean, a lot of times we talk about death, and people they don't want you to talk to them about death because it's something that you want to ignore, something that you don't want to know about it. Unfortunately, this is the truth. So that's why the Torah said, Re'eh, look, open your eye, look the real life, look really what is good for you. Because it's really, if people look the eyes well, and they think, they use their thought, they will come up to a good conclusion. Otherwise, it's like somebody. He told me, Rabbi, I heard that we come from monkey. Our parents, few millions years ago, they were monkeys. So I asked him. I told him, I know. That's what people study in the university. This is Darwin, this is the method of Darwin that people are descendants from the monkey. So I told him, tell me really, do you believe in that? I told him, look at me. He looked at me. I said, you know who's my father? He's Rabbi Moshe Pinto. He said, I know. You know who's my grandfather? Yes. You know who was our grandfather? He said, yes, Abraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov. So I said, you think Rabbi Chaim Pinto, he descends from a monkey, Hasu Shalom, or Abraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov? He said, of course not. So I said, so why you ask me? So he started laughing. He said, yes, you're right. It's crazy. That's what the Torah said, look, sometimes we do mistakes, and after we regret. Because before we did the mistake, we did not think enough. If what I'm going to say or what I'm going to do, it's I have to do it or not. That's what Moshe Rabbeinu said. Before you do something, think. A lot of times we want to do a sin. So look, think before you do it. Before you do it, do a calculation. What you can lose. You will win by doing it, but you will lose something. There was a big rabbi who said, when you see poison in a bottle, and you see there, it's a poison. It's written there, poison. That means if you drink it, you die. Would you drink it? No. Do I have to warn you, hey, don't drink it? Of course, I don't need to warn you, because it said there, danger. You see the mark, it's poison. So he said, that rabbi said, how it's possible that we are afraid to touch a poison, but we are not afraid when we do a sin, that there is a lot of sin that the Torah said, if you do it, something bad is going to happen. Or you will lose Olam Haba. You will lose the paradise. Why people are not afraid? Why people are afraid only from the poison, and they are not afraid from this sin, that if he does it, he can make his family into danger. Why is not afraid? So I think the answer is Re'eh. The answer is because we don't see well, because we only see what it's our interest, what it's good for us. That's what. But if really we think a little bit deeply, well, maybe it's if I do this sin, I'm gonna have the pleasure. But think, this pleasure it's only for 1 minute, and after we'll regret. So why to do it? Re'eh, please look. Hashem give you free choice. Think before you act. And this is my friend. The Parsha of this week. I mean, I'm sorry to tell you this. There's a lot of people that they study Torah. And after they talk bad language, Lashon Hara, or they don't do, they will not help other people, or they are not polite. So the question is, why do you have to study Torah? You study Torah to make you better what you are now. But the more you study Torah and you are worse man, it's no good. It's no good. Think. I saw somebody who's talking bad language about a big rabbi. I told him, I don't understand you. How you can talk Lashon Hara about a big rabbi? I mean, you are a rabbi, you took the Lashon about another rabbi. How can you act? So he said, he told me, I know what I talk. I said, no, you don't know what you say. You think you know. Because what you're telling about that rabbi, I'm disgusted. I'm shocked. Your Torah is not Torah. You know what he told me? Well, I will think about it. Okay, I hope that he will say clearly that his Torah is nothing. That the Torah should make you be better, more human being, not bad person. Think why the temple was destroyed. Think about it. Then after, on Tisha B'Av we don't study Torah. You know that? On Tisha B'Av we don't study Torah. Why? You know why? I was thinking, because Hashem wants us to do Cheshbon HaNefesh, to think a little bit why the temple was destroyed. Because people, if they study Torah, they will forget to think why the temple was destroyed. So that day you don't study Torah. You have to think. The temple was destroyed because people were bad one against the other one. Before you study Torah, first repair yourself. Repair your qualities. Be a good person. Then after you can study Torah. But just to study Torah, that could be the answer. I'll ask you to study Torah and don't think to repair your bad qualities. Re'eh, this is the Parsha of this week. Look, Re'eh, you have to look. My friend, my Rebbe, Alav Shalom, Rabbi Michli Yehuda Levkovich, he said, how much you have to believe that everything comes from Hashem? He said, look, he bring an example. He said, when somebody shot a bullet with his gun, the bullet, she goes exactly to the place where you send it, and it will not stop till she reach the place where she should go. But if Hashem decide that bullet will not kill, will not go to her destination, so something will happen. A big wind will come and will push the bullet, or the man will move. I don't know. Or the one that the bullet was destined to him, it will go somewhere. There was a story about my grandfather, Rabbi Chaim Pinto, that it's a Jew who told me the story. He was his father was a witness, Rabbi Suissa. He was a witness, and he told me that his father told him that in Marrakesh one day there was a madman. He used his gun against Rabbi Chaim Pinto, and he shot, and the bullet, it went to another destination, and everybody saw that miracle. The bullet went to another destination. Every time that man was shooting, the bullet will go to another destination. Why? Because when Hashem don't want you to die, you will not die. Yes, my friend. All our life, from the beginning to the end, Hashem decide all our life how to be. And Hashem can only decide good things for us, not bad things. When, God forbid, we see some bad things can happen, so we have to correct them. We have to pray to Hashem. We have to increase our emunah. And every time you have to learn. When something bad happens, you have to learn. Maybe I have to correct something. Maybe think. The Gemara said, if you see bad thing happen to you, make a cheshbon nefesh. Think. Re'eh. Think a little bit why this happened to you. Maybe you did this, maybe you did that, maybe. And if you feel and you see that really you are perfect, so the answer is Maybe you did not study Torah enough. That's why happened to you this. Instead of making a revolution against Hashem, find an excuse why that happened to you. What this bad thing happened to you? Don't make more Hashem angry against you. Like my Rebbe said, every bullet has a destination. But if Hashem, He don't want that this bullet will hurt you, Hashem will find a way that this bullet will not hurt you. All this, if really you believe in Hashem. My friend, I would like just to finish and wishing you happiness, health, prosperity, and we pray to Hashem that this tension that there is in the world today, it will stop. We will see peace, Be'ezrat Hashem. And I have to tell you something, don't worry, have emunah on Hashem. God bless you. Thank you.
على ربيع حيم بنتو وقف لنا زي خو